we're in a game of chicken, though, with China. And this is like, you got two guys with an ego that is not containable. What do you actually
All right,
think
it's public,
happens?
so I can say what I've known has been going.
Okay.
They're already talking.
They just said they weren't talking. I just
Both of
want.
them know this is mutually assured destruction. China needs access to our markets. We need their rare earths. They they don't want this. Even everybody's acting tough, and it's let's see how it settles. I can't guarantee it.
Okay.
If I had to predict today, I
Okay.
would say there's a deal there,
Got it.
and the deal could be simple or it could be extensive. It could be look, if you look at China started this tariff war. Donald Trump's just the only one that had the guts to confront him on it. I have a list and I've scrolled it on my TV show. Pretty much anything that we sell in China is tariff to death.
Right.
And it's been unfair. They're ripping us off and then they get free access to our markets. And, American companies have been fine with it because they want cheap labor. They don't want to pay Americans, a fair rate. And I think it's a part of our economy. I don't want our pharmaceuticals coming from China. I don't want rare earths coming from them. I hope we learn our lesson and now become rare earth independent of China and manufacturing of important essentials like pharmaceuticals, which we learned during COVID, we had a shortage of. I don't want
Yeah.
that to continue.
Of course.
So, there's this is going to play out. It it's unsettling. Wall Street is notoriously skittish. But then if there's a day where Scott Bessent will say, oh, just had a conversation with this country, bingo, the market goes up.
Right.
Or Donald Trump, like, for example, I was glad to hear him say this last week that he was not going to fire Powell.
I was going to ask you that. Why does that matter? I don't understand that. That
I
was
think
such a
Powell's
big deal.
horrible. I don't
Right,
think
I
he's
thought we
managed the
didn't. I
company
thought this
well.
guy, like, how come that was so great? I don't get it.
Well, because Trump is unhappy with high interest rates and thinks they're I agree with them. I think they can come down. I think we could easily come down a half a basis point to start. Home sales have slowed. Refinancing is slowed. That it puts a little into the economy and muddies up the waters. And I'd like to see the economy flowing. I think it will play out. Look, one other thing we got to remember on the economy is we're still living under the Biden-Harris economy.
Yep.
Donald Trump now is working through, he got the continuing resolution. That's funding Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's government. His first budget will be when the fiscal year ends September 30 and the new budget year begins October 1st. So that'll be his first fiscal year. Now, in the interim, thank goodness we have this little procedural loophole when it comes to spending in Washington. Now I'm getting so ridiculously deep in the weeds. Most people don't want to hear this. Their eyes are going to glaze over. But it's called reconciliation. And rather than having to reach cloture and 60 votes as the threshold to get a bill to be voted on, when it deals with financial issues in the Senate, these are arcane rules, you can have a simple majority of 51. That means if it as long as it meets the definition of financial reconciliation, that means the Trump tax cuts can be made permanent. That means that no tax on tips, Social Security, Medicare, that can happen. That could also include energy, what Trump's goal is, which is energy dominance. Energy policy can shift. Probably monies can be used for the border as well as part of that deal. That's the hope. But we got thin margins in terms of majorities in the House and Senate. So it's not everyone's going to be happy, but they all better understand it's better than what we got. And hopefully they'll get that done.
Why are people happy, though, that he didn't fire Jerome Powell? That's the part I don't get. Even you're like,
I wish he could. It would be a legal battle that would go on
oh, I see.
forever.
And it will beget more chaos and instability, basically, is what you're saying.
Powell already said if he tried to fire him, he wouldn't leave.
Right. Okay.
And then, so now you're setting it up for legal. You have to fire him as the Fed chair for cause, in my understanding. So
got it.
They have to find a cause.
So
I don't think he did the best job during the Biden years. Look, inflation we're going to get first quarter GDP numbers. The left will panic and they're like, this is Donald Trump's fault. Meanwhile, it's not even his economy yet. Now he's made moves that have resulted in lower gas prices, lower egg prices, grocery prices.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.